Okay, now I know the next thing a lot of you guys ask is how much dihedral to put in the wing of a Phoenix. Well, I can tell you one thing. Mine roll couples, and when I go knife edge and I try to hold the knife edge, it wants to roll out all the time. So I put too much dihedral in mine. And I'll show you the measurement on mine here in just a second. My wing is modified slightly from any of you guys' wings, most likely. One, the construction method is blue insulation foam for the core, fiberglass sheeting, and the only wood that's really in it is the dowels for the screws and the balsa leading edge. Otherwise, the wingtip and everything is blue insulation foam coated in fiberglass. Alright, now my wing is flat in respect to the ruler right here. It's completely flat. But I have a much narrower wing. The thickness of my wing is quite substantially thinner than the original. My wing thickness is wingtip is the same as the root of the horizontal stab. So I have quite a bit more taper. So if you measure across this way, you see that there's a decent amount of dihedral where it hits flat, and then there's more in the middle. It ends up being about 2 degrees of dihedral, or no, probably not 2, maybe about 1.5, somewhere in there. And that causes a little bit of roll coupling, but it's not negative roll couple. It's definitely positive. It also makes it roll kind of funky too. If it was a straight wing, I don't believe it would have any of those nasty tendencies. It's easily mixed out, but this airplane wasn't really built for precision pattern in my mind. The way I built mine is built for all out speed, and it moves out. We've timed it out. It does about 160 to 170 on a good day, and so it's a mover. And you can see the trailing edge is fairly thin. The difference between the two, it's only about 1/64 of an inch thick, and there's not a whole lot of play here on the stabs, on the ailerons there. And you can see my filling for the wing fairings, how they blend on the wing there, and how it was modified here also. And this part here is added on because it needed to be built up in that area, otherwise it would have been a negative void. There's carbon fiber arrow shafts for the push rods, just cheap high-tech servos, really cheap servo for the E-track valves, and gear door servo. The T-pin is used as an over-center cam, and as it pulls the doors closed, it'll actually pull on them, as this horn will actually rock back. Let me get situated here. So the servo is not actually seeing much extra force to close the doors, but it gains a lot of distance, as you can see. Well, I hope this answers a few of the questions for you guys, and I hope to hear from a few of you. There is a couple of vents cut in the airplane. You might have saw there's one on top just by the antenna there, and there's a vent here in the tail. that's just to help keep a little bit of heat out of the inside of the plane, because the speed controller gets quite hot because this airplane pulls close to 100 amps at full throttle. And same with the scoop. Modified the scoop to be a little cleaner to airfoil, and that all flows, that's all tapered in to the original chin, and that scoop blows right on the motor. So as it's flying, it's pushing air right onto that motor. You can kind of see there's a dark triangle right there. That's where the vent is cut to go straight vertical, which helps keep the motor stay a little bit cooler. And I mean a little bit, not a lot. But anyway, that's pretty much the plane.